Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are in Copenhagen at the Copenhagen Business School, and we are meeting people here from the Danish Maritime Cluster. This afternoon we have women here, women in shipping, Wista women working in the industry, and one of them, which is very well known, Helle Gleie, from iLeader, who has also been at sea, comes from a seafaring family as well, which is really another plus. And we're pleased to have this. And we're going to ask her how does she feels after more than 25 years in the industry and coming from a shipping family, being at sea, how you see the contribution of women in the shipping industry.
Thank you very much. That's a very interesting question. When I started back in 1977, it was definitely a very different environment that we were living in. So I think what you can don't talk so much about what happened, but just see the contrast, what has happened over the last 25 years. That we came from an environment where when I wanted to go into chartering, I was told, don't even try, you will never get in there because it's not for women. That was in 77. And now today, when we go in the chartering brokers club, then almost half of them are women. I mean, so just that shows us that a lot of things has happened. We talked earlier today about the language that we saw between the men. That was a very harsh environment. We still have some hard words in shipping. Now it's more for fun and out of love. But I know today that even the men actually do like that. There's a more sober tone, you can say. More respectful tone, focused on being professional and getting value created into the shipping world. I think like in any other relationship actually, when you have both sides, it always gives more.
38 years ago, what you said is true, and now what is the next 25 or 38 years, what you can foresee about women's contribution in the industry, and also how Wista is doing the best to support this issue, and how Nordic Wista is coming up now as a powerful entity, let's call it.
That's exactly true. That was 3 questions in one. So it's about the future in general, it's about Wista in general, and Wista in the Nordic countries. I would say that women in general still has a way to go in the maritime industry. It will, like in the past, be a slow but powerful journey we will take, because they're still not. We have still not seen many women ship owners, for instance. So that's just one of my small tick marks. When we get there, we get there. But while we are moving forward, with actually a lot of respect from the men and support from the men, so it's just things take time if you don't want to make a revolution. But when we look at the other women around the world, they have not come so far as we maybe have here in the northern countries. A lot of the women that are working today in Africa, South America, and Asia, they need some of other women that have been through the journey to see as example, to lean on to ask questions to. Where do I go with my career? How do I handle it when I get kids and a husband and still stay within an industry that wants my heart and my knowledge 24/7, 365 days a year? How do we manage that? And I, for instance, I would love to give these answers back because I have 3 kids I've managed. So there's a lot of experience that I can pass on, and that's why we are here actually, to pass on knowledge and learning experience to each other. And of course, to see if we can support each other with our careers. When we come to Wista Nordic, then again, looking from outside, it seems like we have come a long way in the Nordic countries, but we are still not there. And even though if we were completely equal in all kind of jobs in the maritime industry, we still need mentors. So what we have done now is that we have made a mentorship program that goes across borders between the Nordic countries, where we can use each other in whatever capacity is needed and required to make sure that we get the successful careers and future that we are looking for. It's actually as simple as that.
Final question, the North and the South.
Yes.
This is Europe.
Yes.
We are the biggest entity with 700 million people, and in business geography, from the Ural Mountains to Lisbon, from the north of Norway down south to the Med is Europe.
Yes.
700 million people.
Yes.
We are canvassing everything, we are moving everything around, and we have centers. How do we integrate within Europe? I fully agree with the Nordic Wista, fully agree. And how will you integrate with the South, which have other necessities? Because in your region here, for example, you do not suffer from war.
No.
Whilst the South is in a very sensitive situation. All the south of Europe, from Portugal to Constantinople, Istanbul, they have different priorities there. How do you integrate?
I think the only way you can actually start to talk about integration in Europe and to team up about that is when you start being curious about what's happening outside Europe. So I, for instance, for my part, I go a lot to the Arabic countries, Northern Africa, and I get to know the cultures, get to know what is possible down there, what is their future, and then I can compare to the Western world, and then I can find out where do we have similarities and where are there still gaps, where we maybe can come in and make a helping hand.
Helle Gleie, thank you very much indeed for your prompt and honest replies.
It's very honest.
We wish you best of luck.
Thank you very
much. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the first interview with Wista here, and we will carry on with more the soonest. This is John Faraclas from Allaboutshipping at the Copenhagen Business School in Denmark. Over and out.